It's still a working church, right?
Here, on this side, these are the rooms that were down in the basement classrooms, and this is where the bombing occurred. The thing that got me started on the civil rights side of it, archaeology, was when I was doing research. It was purely just a baseball thing at first, and I was doing research on the field, and I went into and it was going to be the jump court bleachers, but it was really much more baseball. Went into the courthouse last year, and they were had displays for the 50th anniversary things. Well, one of the displays was there were sort of the typical things. There were arrest cards from during the civil rights movement, a few artifacts like that. But in the center, in an acrylic cube, and was the focus of the display was rubble from 16th Street Baptist, a few bits of brick and glass and things. And there's another one in the Civil Rights Center here too, Institute. And it struck me then, these materials this is from archaeological and anthro, very, very anthro sort of thing, is they've become sacred. Mm-hmm. So this rubble, waste, as we would usually look at it as archaeologists from a material culture standpoint, has now been transferred to the realm of revered and sacred materials. These things are precious and they have power in themselves. And that's a phenomenon that I'm interested in anyway. That's partly what the dissertation is on. It's the transformation of these shell sites to sacred sites. The interring of the dead is a big process where lots of people are buried. The bones have been carried around for a long time, and then there comes a point where they bury them, and they're sanitized with a fire and put the bones on top and cover it with shell. It becomes a sacred place. It probably was something sacred before, but it's been marked. And so that process here is fascinating. Here was, a pivotal event in the movement, civil rights movement, and one of the saddest and most tragic bits of it. Yet the materials, that bits of brick and glass that we would usually, as archaeologists, just discard. These are not that. We're looking for artifacts. Were the most sacred thing of the display. That's fascinating. That process. That tells you something about humanity, which is what we're studying. We're not, it's not artifacts, not everything. It's to understand people is the point of anthropology. That's our field of study, is humanity. And, lots of times people call, you're looking at the Indians or this and that. It's like, yeah, but it's trying to understand people, what it
right.
comes down to. And that process like that is, part of it. The things we leave behind and those meanings, not just the utility, there's points and pottery and all those things, but the things we have and things we leave behind can be other meanings embedded in them. We give them meaning, we make them sacred. Nothing. When something becomes sacred, it doesn't run out of sacred. It's an infinite property. It goes forever. Everyone who encounters it, sees it as sacred, takes that and is able to take some sacred from it. They appreciate that. It is that. They've had that experience of interacting with the sacred, be it going to Notre Dame and interacting with the sacred there, or in this case some rubble from the bombing of a church. It becomes a powerful thing in itself, and that's really the thing behind it. But it turned me towards that and helped remind me as an archaeologist and anthropologist.
I got a picture when they placed the bomb right over there.
Yeah,
I did. Thank you.
I grew up down the street there. I was reminiscing. Y'all went to the institute?
No, not yet. I've been to, no, I didn't know about the boys.
Okay, you read that.
2 boys later that day.
Right.
Yeah, and I knew about the 5th girl who was here, who lived, and
Sarah.
Yeah,
She lost her right eye.
Yep, yep.
I did an essay on it. I lived 4 blocks from you. I was 6 when it happened. I'm 58 now.
Mm-hmm.
One more.
One more? So, what happened with the 2 boys? They weren't here, were they?
Well, I'm going to tell you where you can find the information out. You see that statue over there where they right
yeah,
there?
with the bench.
Read the bottom of it.
Yeah, Virgil Ware and Tommy and all those guys.
Johnny.
Oh, they were shot that day?
Yes.
Oh.
Same, it was later though. Now this guy did a good job. He got the clans, the 4 girls, thousands of resident beating. This was the most segregated city in the United States when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I could get arrested for talking to you guys back then, so God bless y'all for coming. I can't tell you to enjoy what you're finna go see, but it's an experience. I did an essay on it when I went to high school. They didn't know I grew up 4 blocks from them, so of course I got an A.
Yeah.